And with Father's Day approaching, we have host of Dad Talk Today, Eric Carroll, here to join us. Eric Carroll, host of Dad Talk, thank you so much for joining us on the Capitol Report.
Hey, Steve, thank you so much.
Eric, if you could, tell us a little bit about, what you guys are doing, what your program is all about there at Dad Talk.
So Dad Talk is a program that really focuses on men's issues, especially when it comes to divorce and like the unequal custody laws. But we speak about many different things. We've traveled the country. Last year, we went to 43 different states, going to capitals, conferences, you name it, trying to get out the message of fatherhood anywhere that we can. The fatherless rate right now is very alarming, and you're starting to see so many things. I mean, even the school shootings, teen pregnancies, juvenile rates, every bit of that kind of ties back to fatherlessness. It's one of the biggest common denominators that we're seeing. So we're in the fight trying to promote the nuclear family and get those traditional family values back in the home.
You mentioned an interesting point there. It's something that we don't really talk about too much, but there is somewhat of a war on dads throughout the country. Tell us about this a little bit.
It's hard. Statistics can be all over the place. The national average, last time I looked, was 82.5% of the time that dads are fighting for custody of their children, they're losing. In states like Texas, is around 90%. Family court is a $60 billion a year industry, and it didn't get that way because dads aren't fighting, trying to be in their kids' lives. However, you see many different people talking about the fatherless issue, but maybe not so much what's causing it. Why do we have a fatherless issue? I believe society has really marginalized men. I mean, the Johnny Depp case that just happened was on the screen for everybody to see. It should have never gotten to the point that it did, but it did. I'm hoping that that's going to help raise awareness. If you want to see fathers back in the home, we need to start getting some of these incentives out that's in law currently.
Eric, what are some of the untold stories that you may come across or challenges that you see that fathers are facing throughout the country?
I mean, I have one current case that will blow people's minds. There is a father right now that is fighting to see his son that's been told he's got 2 to 4 weeks left to live from cancer. The dad is being told that he can't be with his child during that time because it falls under mom's vacation time with custody. This is one of the things that you shouldn't even have to have the courts involved. But unfortunately, because he has to get every little thing approved, that's what's going on. I mean, several different things over the past year where some of these guys are getting killed when they show up to pick up their kids. Not just guys, though. There's mothers that are getting shot, too. And I believe that stems from the conflict that's arising in the family courts, and it's really starting to clash. These stories, to be honest with you, Steve, are just completely endless. It just happens more and more. The courts do not profit if they decrease conflict. In order to increase profits, they have to have that conflict. And what better way than two people that once loved each other? Now they don't want to be together anymore. We already know they're experiencing conflict. But let's take them right there in the middle of that situation and put them in this courtroom fussing over who's going to get the house, who's going to get the car, who's going to get the dog. And it seems like almost every time the child gets caught in the middle. I believe I would like to see the divorce rate completely go down and the nuclear families start to stick together. But if there is going to be such a thing as family court and divorce, let's do something that we can to kind of decrease that conflict, because it's really starting to cause a lot of problems.
Eric, with Father's Day upon us on a personal level, what does Father's Day mean to you, and what do you think is important to reflect upon on Father's Day?
You know, Steve, being a dad is the most important thing that I've ever done. It helped me mature in many ways. I was still a kid when I first became a father, and I made many mistakes along the way. But there is no prouder thing than I've ever been in this life than a father. Speaking to the hundreds of thousands of fathers that reach out to the program and seeing the obstacles that they're going through. Father's Day is a proud moment, and it's also a very sad moment, because I'll probably be spending it on the screen with many guys that would love nothing more than to be with their children, and they don't get the opportunity. If we can't stand for this, if we can't change that, I don't know what we can stand for. If we do not have strong families in this country, we'll never have a strong country. And I think a lot of people have lost focus on that.
Eric Carroll, thank you so much for joining us, and happy Father's Day to you.
You too, Steve. Thank you.